massive killings going on in Bangladesh, as you know. Bangladesh security forces given shot on sight, and nobody knows the death toll. Internet shutdowns for 50 days today, and its death toll crosses hundreds. And government is using their Supreme Court, control Supreme Court, to control the voices of the students. So it's just an unthinkable situation. And I saw the many members of the Congress, human rights organization, asking to and expressing their solidarity with the student movement. Nobel laureate Professor Muhammad Yunus urged the world leaders, including US and United Nations, to act promptly to rescue the Bangladeshi people and the democratic rights. So what is your comment on this?
So we are closely following developments in Bangladesh. We continue to call for calm and de-escalation. We condemn all recent acts of violence in Bangladesh and reiterate our unwavering support for peaceful assembly. In addition, we remain deeply concerned by reports of ongoing telecommunications disruptions across the country, which limit the ability of people in Bangladesh, including American citizens, to access critical information. We call on the government to restore internet service. We condemn the reported shoot-on-sight orders that have been given and call for those to be rescinded. And of course, I would just as a final thought with respect to the situation, reiterate that media freedom is an essential building block of a thriving democracy. It is essential that journalists in Bangladesh, as is true everywhere in the world, be able to function freely.
One thing is around
no interruptions, just
around,
one at a time.
The Bangladeshi people are protesting everywhere in the world, in front of the State Department, White House, Times Square. But the UAE, when they are protesting in the Dubai, some places in UAE, they sentenced 57 Bangladeshi for 11 years. Why they are protesting against their own government. So what is your comment? And finally, do you rely on Bangladesh regime as you are calling and urging they will entertain your call and urge, As we see in last 15 years, Bangladesh is run by authoritarian regime and they are trying to keep their power by any means using the security forces.
So with respect to the first question, I wasn't aware of that report, so I'm reluctant to comment on it, as always the case when I don't have perfect information here. But when it comes to the government in Bangladesh, it's a government with which we've worked on a number of issues, but we also make clear when we have concerns, as I believe I just did.
One follow-up.
Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Saeem. I know that you will tell already that you told, but the widespread violent protest happened in Bangladesh recent days, and already Bangladesh Supreme Court on Sunday rolled back most of the controversial quotas on government jobs. That is, they now send back to the government that this quota system they should change, and they are taking this time. Maybe they're giving the ruling from government would be 93% of government job will be free for the without quota. But my question, already my colleague asked about that. I want your comment on that. I will write it. In light of recent sentencing of 3 Bangladeshi to life imprisonment in United Arab Emirates, just they were protesting in what happening in Bangladesh. How does the State Department view the development in terms of human rights and diplomatic relation between the United Arab Emirates, Bangladesh, and the United States? Additionally, what step, if any, in the United State Department considering to address the broader issue of the treatment of foreign workers in the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia?
Well, let me just say, so I said 60 seconds ago, I wasn't aware of that specific report. I obviously didn't sneak out of the room and read about it between the time he asked his question, you asked yours. So I am still unaware of that specific report, so can't comment on it in any detail.
One follow-up.
No, and did you have another one?
Yeah, just if you have a comment on the ruling of Bangladesh Supreme Court
no, because with respect to the underlying quota system and whether it goes forward, whether it's rescinded, that's an internal matter for Bangladesh to decide. Where we feel the need to speak out is on acts of violence, on the shutdown of the internet, and other things that impact fundamental human rights, human dignity, human freedoms.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. The current situation in Bangladesh, is the military is taking over the power now? What do you have comment on that? I think military is taking over.
I just don't have an assessment on that. Go ahead.
Matt, how are you? My name is Jacob Milton. I'm
I'm
representing.
good. Thanks for asking. No one ever does
Thank
that.
you.
Most of your colleagues don't care about my
I-
underlying
we do.
feelings
We all
of
do.
fear.
We all do.
They're quite indifferent to them. In fact,
we all do.
I would not. Of course, the feeling is not mutual. I care about all of your,
Yeah,
your
we all do.
underlying.
Matt,
status.
so far about 1,000 people are being slaughtered and another 1,000, 2,000 people become the victim of enforced disappearance by the government forces in Bangladesh. Also, there is a eyewitness news and my reporter in the border. There is infiltration of Indian forces and Humvees military vehicle inside Bangladesh, aiding Bangladesh police, RAV, and BGB in enforced killing and enforced disappearance, extrajudicial killing and enforced disappearance. Other than general awareness, other than general concern of America, does America has any plan to take the side of Bangladeshi people to protect them, protect their right?
So, as I just said, we condemn all acts of violence, and we condemn acts of violence no matter who they are perpetrated by or perpetrated against. And so, of course, we stand with the Bangladeshi people. We support freedom of assembly. We support peaceful protests. But when it comes to acts of violence, whether they be committed by people conducting protests or by government authorities, we condemn them in all instances.
Okay, Matt, last thing I would like to discuss. Secretary Blinken, he is visiting South Asia. He is concerned, he is very much showing solidarity with the people of South Asia, and that is really very good thing for the Asian people. Now, to protect America's national interest in Bangladesh, people views if there is a caretaker government under the leadership of Dr. Mohammed Yunus with the strong ties with US government and European Union, Bangladeshi people may have their right back to cast their vote, and they would like to see the peaceful society in the country. I know America is aware and concerned, but awareness and concern did not stop. Thousands of people are getting killed, thousands are getting disappearing from their house. Is there anything else that people can expect from America?
So we will continue to make our concerns clear, and we will continue to speak with our partners in the international community about concerns that we have. But when it comes to, it's not so much the premises of your question, but as somewhat a point that you raised, as opposed to alternative leadership in Bangladesh, that ultimately is a question for the Bangladeshi people, not the United States of America. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Going back to the ceasefire.